One of the amazing things about living in today's internet age is that a lot of the material that's been coming out from Star Wars over the decades has been archived in wikis and YouTube videos and such. So we all have pretty easy access to this material. But still, some things can slip through the cracks. And one of the things you may not have heard of if you weren't around when Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980 is the fan backlash against one of Kenner's toy commercials. What I argue is the most ridiculous toy commercial they ever put out, and turned one of the scariest characters in Empire Strikes Back into a laughingstock. That story's coming up next. Star Wars and Kenner marketing and promotions during the original trilogy were always pretty good. Just about every advertisement I saw made me want those toys, and I had a special interest in the Wampa. I can still remember going to Empire Strikes Back for the first time in theaters when I was like 8 or 9. It came out in May, but it didn't make its way to Minnesota until the winter, because I remember when my dad pulled up to the theater, we were late, and there's a huge line out the door of the movie theater, even though it was snowing. So, sure enough, ended up being late to it. We're walking into the theater, we're walking down the aisle, I look up at the screen, and there's Luke, already captured and held prisoner in the Wampa lair. So as we're making our way to some seats, we're taking off our huge, bulky winter jackets, winter parkas, etc. Going to see movies in the winter in Minnesota is a little bit of a hassle. And all of a sudden, as I'm getting to my seat, I hear the lightsaber and I hear the Wampa scream. I look up and I missed it. I pretty much missed the entire scene. So I pretty much missed the entire Wampa scene, and I was so upset about that. I wanted to see what I had missed. I wanted to see more about the Wampa, I didn't even know how much I had missed, how much there was before Luke got captured, and of course it turned out not really much at all. But I didn't know that at the time, so I was really excited about this very cool new character that Empire introduced. And then the toy commercials started coming out, and I have to say, me and my friends, we hated it.
No life forms here. Wampa!
New Hoth Wampa, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo in Hoth outfits, each sold separately.
I'll look higher. Wampa! Wampa! R2-D2, use your sensor scope. I can't find Luke. Hey, you big fur coat. Try me on for size. Wampa, 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 Wampa. Thanks, Han. And you too, R2.
New Hoth Wampa, R2-D2 with sensor scope and other action figures, each sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection.
Wampa, Wampa, Wampa. Man, we thought that was so cheesy at the time. I mean, for starters, Wampas don't talk, right? And they certainly don't repeat the name of their species over and over and over again. I mean, for a little while, just about everywhere you went, there were kids making Wampa jokes. Me and all my friends would, Wampa, Wampa, Wampa. And I remember kids doing it at school. I remember when me and my buddies would get together to play action figures. We'd bust out our figures. And if anyone had a Wampa, the first person that saw that would be Wampa, Wampa, Wampa. It was just so cheesy. We were certainly a little cynical back then. I don't think as cynical maybe as today's kids, but that was one moment where we just hated how Kenner was trying to sell the toy to us, and we felt it really kind of like diminished the character. And, it didn't last forever. The commercials stopped airing after a while and kind of faded from memory. And sometimes we'd think about it and look back with a nostalgic kitschiness to it. But it's living proof that fan backlash from Star Wars didn't just start with The Force Awakens. This was a prevalent thing. Every kid that I knew hated that Wampa commercial. I know it's a minor little footnote, and we look back at it now, and I kind of laugh at it. I think it's pretty funny, but I'll never forget at the time how many of us felt so insulted by the Kenner ad. And so that's why it's my suggestion for the most ridiculous Star Wars toy commercial ever. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you here next time on Hero Journalism.